It is Sunday the 6th of January 2019. As you can see, I'm in the kitchen, although this morning I spent quite a bit of time chopping up more of the logs for firewood over on our far side allotment, and then had to go off to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital to visit Richard, who's in for a few days having some tests. Hopefully he'll be out shortly. So all the logs were moved back to the log store here at the house in the dark, given that the sun was down at 4 o'clock. So anyway, I'm back in the kitchen, and we are making tonight some game pie. So this is the game. Most of it is cooked pheasant and partridge and a lot of uncooked pigeon breasts. So we've got a huge amount of pigeon breasts in the freezer that need using up, so this is one of the ways we're doing it. Also, it's got a bag of plums in there to give it a sort of slightly sweet edge to it, and half a litre of homemade beer. And then on the cooker here, we're making the the hot water crust pastry, and the fat in there is the lard that we extracted a few days ago from the pork from our last pig. I've now made the pastry, and I said it was hot water crust pastry earlier. Well, it's the normal hot water crust pastry, but we've swapped one of the ingredients. Instead of using water, we used beer from our barrel that we've got in the garage to try and use some of it up, and I've tasted it, and it's actually quite nice. But we've also added beer to the meat as well, along with a jar of old jam, which hadn't set, so it was more like a fruit puree, and it's been in the garage for years. So I thought, well, now's the time to use it up. So I added that in with the meat as well. So again, along with the plums, it gives it that slightly sweet edge. The pies have now been made up, so we've got one large one and one smaller one. And given that it's now after 11:30 at night, those pies will be left to stand until tomorrow morning, and then they'll go into the oven. Yesterday I was making a couple of game pies, but I didn't put them into the oven last night because it was time for bed. So this morning I've got the pies ready, I've glazed them, the oven is heating up in the background, and these are about to go in to be baked. The larger one I think will probably need an hour and a half because it's a fair weight, that one. The smaller one a bit less. I've decided not to add gelatine to the pies, but it's now dinner time, and I'm going to show you what we have. Here we go, one piece of game pie.